that we will call Home Depot Can't Take the Heat, presented and built by Home Depot. Now, for the longest time, we kept hearing that Texas was back, right?
Yes.
I mean, the Longhorns are back, and they would go on to a pedestrian 8-5 season. But yes, I think we can now officially say the Texas is back after the college football playoff appearance last year, and then what they did up at the Big House against Michigan last week. So my question to you guys is, which team is next? Because we have a couple of teams that have won national championships over the last couple of years that have kind of faded into obscurity, maybe you could say. But you look at Miami, you look at USC, Nebraska, Tennessee. These are all teams and programs that have had very rich histories and have won national titles. So following Texas, which team would you say is officially back? Scoob, I'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Tennessee. I think that team is back. Did I take it from you, brother?
Taking my team, man?
Hey,
Come on, man.
He asked me first, bro. He asked me first. But you get a quarterback like Nico there who can literally make all three-level throws, right? That's short, intermediate, and deep. And on top of that, coming into this year, they lost 11 defensive back, either to the portal or the NFL. And their projected starter got hurt in camp. But a good secondary starts with a good defensive front. And you don't have to cover too long if your defensive front is getting to the quarterback real quick. Look back to that game last week. 27 yards rushing in the second half for the Wolfpack. Tennessee had more tackles for loss than it allowed first downs. And when you look at this team being able to make a run later on down the year, I see their schedule. I'm like, all right, this is doable. They can gain some more confidence. You see they're playing tonight, then they got Oklahoma. I didn't like what I saw from Oklahoma. Arkansas, I think you could get them Florida. We talked about that. That Alabama game, I cannot wait until October. October is just going to be a crazy month of football. Just put that on your calendar. But Tennessee, to me, is back. And the running game is working, and the passing game is working, and the defense is working. So those are the boxes that I see checked for a team that can be a contender. And if you're able to handle business in the SEC, baby, you are back.
You sticking with Tennessee, man? You got somebody else?
Well, let's add Nebraska to that conversation, right? Because I believe in Matt Rule, all right? But the key, I think, for both of these programs that Scoop is talking about, right? Nebraska, Tennessee, you got young quarterbacks that you can build the program around for at least the next 2 years, right? And that's key. For Miami, yes, they're back this season, but Cam Ward's off to the NFL next year. And, so to fill a lot of those voids next year with Xavier Estrepo, all these guys, that's a big question mark. I know they got talent. I believe in Mario Cristobal, but I really like what I see from Nebraska. I like their style of play. I think they're really well balanced. I think they understand exactly how they want to build the program, which is key, around their star quarterback. And I think Heupel's got the guy to build his program the exact same way with Nico at the helm.
I love Nebraska this year, man. Matt Rule typically makes a huge jump in year two, and it seems like he's got the right pieces. I said this in our preview show. Do you guys see those pregame speeches that Matt Rule gives to his team? If you don't want to run through a wall for a coach like that, then why are you playing football? But in all seriousness, Dylan Raiola, great quarterback. We'll talk more about him later on, but he's young. He's developed that defense. They have some NFL players on that defense.
The defense, right? It's like, all right, great. You're in the Big Ten, but when you can play defense and you have a solid quarterback that makes good decisions consistently throughout the game and is as calm as he is as a young man, I mean, it's ridiculous. So right now I feel like Matt Rule is playing with house money. One of the big tests for them, too, I think, going forward is actually that Rutgers game. Because Rutgers, attitude, toughness, Shiano with the chop. So that'll be a big gauge as far as where they are as a program with their attitude leading into some of the other big games like Ohio State.
What about you? I mean, I'm not quite ready to say the Trojans are fully back, but I do think that Lincoln Riley making the best move maybe of the entire offseason, bringing Danton Lynn in.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now the key is, can you keep him there?
Right. That'll be a big question.
To me,
he's about to get a new job.
No doubt. To me, if I am someone that is looking for a young head coach to be the next guy in my program, he is definitely high up on that list. He's young, he's energetic. He clearly has had a huge impact on this defense in less than a year.
Right.
And I'm excited to see what they do and how they can build off of that And Michigan, I think, next week will be another great example of that. I would be shocked if Michigan scores 14 points in that game.
Really?
I really would be.
Well,
I'd be shocked if they score 14.
One of the biggest problems was limiting the big plays, and they have done that this year.
They have, yeah.
Making just tackles and not having blown coverage.
And looking like everyone knows what they're doing, right? That's the key, right? The communication seems to be on point, and making big plays against an LSU team that we know is talented. They're figuring it out, and I believe in Coach Lynn. I know he's got it down.
I don't think we had any questions about their offense because we know who Lincoln Riley is as a head coach. We saw Miller Moss throw 6 touchdown passes in the bowl game last year. But then defensively, all you have, just give me an average defense for USC. They only allowed 10 first downs last week, 2 of 11 for Utah State. They held them to 0 points.
Yeah.
So that is a team to me where I look at them and I say, okay, that defense, it just needs to be mediocre with that offense already being excellent.
Right.
So I think USC is almost back. I'm going to agree with you, Sam. But
they play Notre Dame to finish the season.
Yes, exactly. And it's going to be fun to watch. Next week is even going to be better to watch. But Notre Dame, they had to get a little bounce back this week.
They did.